This is my film treatment called 747 by Aleksov. In this moonboard, I've explored different concepts that could aid the development of my treatment concept, and I've also shown potential ideas that could be included into my script. I've included different aspects of Burton's theory which I think best portray my film concept. I've included many images of setting which show different areas of the mental asylum, the writing on the walls in the bathroom, and the handprints of blood also on the walls around the mental asylum, as I believe these convey signs of insanity and show the torture that the patients had to withstand. The conditions of the different rooms and the hospital as a whole show how they were not treated with compassion and as human beings, which could consequently be the reason for them wanting to seek revenge. The two photos in the top right hand side not only show costume but also portray what the antagonist in the trailer would look like. The other pictures seen in the moonboard show different stock scenes that I could include in my trailer in order to fulfill the conventions of the supernatural genre, specifically focusing on the idea of possession and then religion to counteract this. Target audience. My target audience for my film trailer is females aged 25 to 35 or 18 to 25. This is due to the fact that the theme and main concept of the plot would appeal to this gender and age range. The film explores ideas of parental instincts as it shows the mother trying her best to make sure that the child is safe, and therefore women would be able to relate to this protective inclination. However, I am also targeting fans of the supernatural horror genre, and therefore it would be aimed to both males and female viewers between the ages of 18 and 25. I believe this age group is suitable as horror films are generally more popular with the younger generation. It will also be beneficial to the success of the film as it is targeted at a wide-scale audience containing different professional and social groups. Influences. The main influence behind my horror movie concept came from the script called 747 by Aleksov. This film is also based on other psychological and supernatural films based on different aspects of the film, including the mise-en-scène and also the antagonist. The idea of possession and different events happening in the family's house was taken from such films like Paranormal Activity. However, I have used influences from films like Insidious, where the child becomes possessed, and twisted it so that the mother, in fact, is the antagonist and the victim of the film. This, I believe, would be very effective, as it is not expected for parents to be so easily influenced by paranormal forces and to not be in control. Parents are meant to be the ones that are protecting their child. However, in some of the scenes from this film, the mum is actually seen to turn against her child while she's possessed. The main backstory of my film concept is that patients in a mental is based on patients in a mental asylum. This is based on ideas from the horror film Insanitarium that was created in 2008. As in this, the staff that actually work at the mental asylum start testing on the patients, and this has very similar themes that my film concept includes. Here you can see extracts from the original script that I plan to use in the destruction montage of my trailer. For example, the first extract is when the little girl becomes possessed by a male spirit. Not only does the spirit take over her voice, but also her body as it turns her head around, and her mum is the only one that can stop it. This has connotations of masculine power and therefore shows how vulnerable the innocent girl is. The second extract, however, is when the mum first witnesses the spirit of Sadie, who's the last surviving mental patient, as she hears her cries for help. The voices the mum hears are in fact from when Sadie was a patient at the mental asylum and they were being tested on like rats. The final extract that I would like to use as the main scene in my trailer, as I believe this is the scariest in the script, as it includes all the horror conventions, yet does not reveal too much about the storyline. In this scene, the mum is in the bathroom of the mental asylum, looking in the mirror. A female figure stands behind her reflection, wearing a long white hospital patient gown, but when she turns around, the figure is no longer there. The figure descends towards towards the glass, towards Zoe, who is the mum's reflection. Her arm soon ascends out of the glass and into the real world. The mirror around this shatters, causing Zoe to fall back and back up against the wall for protection. As you can see, I have altered the script slightly in order to fit my trailer and to develop it further. In the original script, the final extract in fact takes place in the mum's bathroom in her own house. However, I believe that the setting in the mental asylum makes it scarier, and also it would be hard to film this scene in a typical Southeast London house, and it being shocking and frightening to the reader. Most of the houses that are seen in horror movies are big American houses, so they have lots of open spaces where the protagonist can try and hide from the antagonist or whatever's they're trying to run away from. However, in our houses in London, they're quite small and quite compact, so there wouldn't be much place to hide, which takes away from the scary side of it. I've decided to make my film an 18 certificate, as I believe that the content that is shown is not only suitable for adults to watch. It is only suitable for adults to watch. This is a result of the extreme violence and disturbing scenes of supernatural events that occur. Extreme horror films are typically rated with an 18 certificate from the BBFC. These films typically depict graphical violence as well as sexual violence and frequent nudity. However, movies that encourage such activity can often be banned. My film would therefore be an 18 due to the scenes where the doctors are doing a number of tests on the mental patients in the hospital, as this would be frowned upon by society. One scene trailer. When creating my trailer, I will use a one scene structure which will be split into different sections in our trailer. It will still follow the main 3-act structure, as it will have an equilibrium, lead up to the disruption, and then the main montage of disruption, and consequently will follow the conventional horror structure created by Todorov, however without a resolution, as this would ruin the whole film. As I mentioned before, the main disruption that I will include in my trailer is when the mum is in the bathroom of the mental asylum looking in the mirror and sees the figure of the last patient of the mental hospital, Sadie. The montage will be made up of lots of different scenes of possession and disturbance that occur throughout this main scene and other parts of the film. Conventions. In my trailer, I will follow the conventions set out by Burton in his theory. He believed that films from a particular genre all contain 6 recognisable conventions. These are protagonist/antagonist, stock characters and situations, icons, background and decor, and themes. He believed that you are able to identify the genre of a film by the way in which these conventions are presented. I have achieved this in my own trailer by following the main conventions of the supernatural horror subgenre. In my trailer, I have included the main antagonist, who is a force attempting to gain vengeance for their past, and the protagonist in my trailer is the character Zoe and her daughter, who fall prey to this. The montage of disruption will include many stock situations seen in supernatural horror films, including the possession of the main protagonist and an attempt of an exorcism, all of which can be seen in the mood board that I showed at the start. Thank you.